Clothing is one of the biggest scams on earth, and this photo explains why. There are thousands of videos online trying to convince men and women that clothes are crucial for physical attractiveness. In this video, I'll break down why clothing actually doesn't matter when it comes to overall attractiveness, but at the end of the video, I'll give a few instances where clothes actually do matter and where you can boost your own looks with clothes. The way clothing impacts attractiveness in a way you probably haven't heard before. If you're getting value from these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And I do read the comments, so let me know your thoughts down below. So why do so many people fall for it? Well, it's very simple and straightforward to just tell men to get a nice shirt, a pair of jeans, and giving fashion advice. Then they can either go to a store and buy those clothes, or by a few clicks on their phone, have the clothes delivered to them. This gives an illusion of progress, and it's a message that is easily doable by most people. But the fact that it's so simple and controllable doesn't mean that it actually works. You can control your outfit, but it's much harder to control stuff that actually matters, like bone structure or your physique. The truth is that clothing is more of a decoration and not a transformation. It doesn't build any real attraction. It's kind of like putting designer curtains on a collapsing house. The problem isn't the curtains, but the problem is the structure underneath. Just like the problem with attraction can be the bone structure underneath instead of the clothes. But that's also why the dress better advice is so popular. It gives men hope without changing reality. Now that I explained that buying clothes is simple, simpleness alone is not enough for so many people to be falling for it. So why do so many people fall for it? Well, the fashion industry itself plays a big role in this. Let's see how the fashion industry markets their clothes.
President Zelensky, why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
He's all dressed up today.
Part 2. Model agencies and clothing brands. If you go to any fashion website or model agency right now, you'll notice something going on. Specifically with the people wearing the clothes, the models. They all have a few things in common. Unless they're trying to be inclusive or something, the models are usually tall, lean, they have a symmetrical face, and they have structured faces with a defined jawline. So what's the reason for that? Well, other than the clothing brands wanting the clothes to fall in a certain way, it also causes you to, when you look at them wearing an outfit, you're not necessarily judging the clothes, but you're judging their body wearing the clothes.
When I got into shape, noticed people complimenting my suits all the time. Because it's not actually the suit that you're complimenting. It's how I look in the suit. I could have this exact same outfit on if I was 100 pounds heavier and fat, even if the suit was perfectly made for me. I don't think people would be complimenting me exactly the same.
The same exact outfit on a different person, as you can see in this photo, wouldn't sell. And clothing brands and model agencies know that very well. Clothing is one of the biggest scams on earth, and this photo explains why. But still, everyone's heard it before. To look more attractive, you just need to dress better. That's also the reason why model agencies aren't scouting new models based on style or personality or whatever. Those models wouldn't get booked by the clothing brands. Instead, they look for tall, lean men or women with an objectively attractive face, looking even at shoulder width, which determines how the clothing would fall on them, and measuring up their waist and hips. This goes even further than only clothing brands. Even shaving blade ads use attractive men to sell their blades, or fragrances or watches, because unconsciously, viewers associate the product with the man's attractiveness. So, when you see an attractive person wearing a certain outfit, your brain does something sneaky. It says, if I wear that, or if I use that shaving blade, I'll look like that too.
Not sure why I'm exposing myself like this, but when a guy wears this, 10 times hotter. A t-shirt and trousers. Yep, that's it. Like, yes. I swear this is a real thing. It can be as casual as this, shirt untucked, loose pants, Converse, like this too, all black, or like this with a white t-shirt, and like Brad Pitt right here. If your vibe is a little bit more elevated, just tuck your shirt in.
Part 3. The halo effect. So, why does this trick that fashion industries use work on us? The reason is because of the halo effect. The same bias we've talked about in the Looks Are Everything video with Robert Greene. Here's a short recap, but for more depth, make sure to check out that video. The halo effect means that when someone's physically attractive, we automatically assume they also have other positive qualities, like confidence or intelligence or good style, even when there's no real evidence for it. So, an attractive man can wear a basic white t-shirt and still get compliments. On the other hand, an unattractive man can wear a designer brand and still get ignored or even be seen as compensating.
Every man has to own a black suit. After you get a black suit, there's 5 suits you need to get: black, navy, gray, brown, tan.
So when people say dress well and you'll be more confident, they're confusing cause and effect. Attractive people are confident because they get positive feedback, not the other way around. The suit didn't create the confidence, the reactions to their face did. We've all heard the age-old saying, clothing makes the man. But in reality, the opposite is true. Man makes the clothing. Part 4. When do clothes matter? As promised in the beginning of the video, here are a few points where clothing actually does boost your physical attractiveness. The answer is, clothing can help when it changes how your bodily proportions are perceived. Here are some examples. If you're very skinny, bulkier clothing can add mass. Or this one, which is a bit more common, is if you're short or even average height, shoe lifts or thicker soles can add height. But you should always be careful with this one, because in society, usually short men get made fun of if people find out they're wearing lifts. And if you're bald, a cap or beanie can also make you look more physically attractive, as you can see in this photo. If you have very skinny legs and you wear wide or baggier pants, it will also add to your attractiveness. So, what do we learn from this? Clothing helps only when it masks flaws, not when it tries to invent features, like having some logo on a t-shirt. That's why even world leaders secretly wear lifts in their shoes. So yes, in those cases, clothes can optically boost your looks, but the pattern is still the same. The moment clothes change your body measurements, not your style, they start to help. It's not about fashion, but it's more about some kind of illusion. So, what's the takeaway from this video? Clothes don't create attractiveness. They only highlight it. Fashion doesn't fix bad genetics, but it can hide them for a moment. Confidence doesn't come from an outfit, but it comes from how people respond to your face and to your frame. And when it comes to dating or respect, looks always speak louder than style. Thank you to everyone who's been leaving comments and supporting the channel. I do read every comment, so I really appreciate all the feedback, especially from those who've been here since the first few videos. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next upload.